the moment myself and my little brother are paying for a car, and it costs about 750 quid for insurance alone, and kind of struggling to pay that. It's 100 quid, I think it's about 150 for a spare motor tax, and it's running up in about a month's time, and I very much doubt we're going to have the money to pay for it, because we don't have the money to pay for rent either. There's no jobs or rent, so how the hell are we supposed to pay for motor tax? Like, as a student, I'm not going to be able to pay for all this stuff. And the price keeps going up on everything. Student fees are going up as well. I'm not going to be able to pay for anything in a year's time.
I think it's crazy bringing this extra road tax at the moment, particularly with the price of fuel, which is frightening at the moment.
Yes.
And to put more tax on the people now, the people who is really dependent on their vehicles to go to work or whatever, I think it's crazy.
The motor tax is dear enough as it is. If you saw vast improvements on the roads, you'd think, well, it's worth paying it. But at the moment, no, I just think it's another way of collecting money.
We've already had to make changes to our household. We have to cut back on certain things, and that's all part. I suppose every house in the country has to do the same thing as well.
It's the wrong way to go about raising money, because people, the business people, it will close shops down if they have to pay. The shops will have to pay more of that.
Definitely it won't be affecting the top class, because, always the middle class suffering, and the people who don't want to work or sitting on the social, it would be no change for them. But the people who, paying taxes and working, it would be suffer the most, and the small family businesses.
Well, I'm at the bottom of the food chain, so it doesn't really matter. I don't have any real interest one way or the other. I have enough to survive on. Economists have to do what economists have to do. I think people, claim an expertise about these things, and they don't really know what they're talking about.
It'll affect us a lot, myself and my husband, yeah. I think everything is going to affect everybody this time in the budget. I don't know what the solution is really, I don't know what they're going to do, but they have to get the money somewhere, but they can't be hitting the same people the whole time,
To be honest, it would affect me a lot, because I haven't got enough money as it is, and if they start to increase in prices, I'd have less, and I'm struggling as it is with the money I have, and I haven't got a lot.
Well, it means that I won't be making huge purchases in the next while. I'm a retired teacher, so my money has been reduced, and possibly there'll be further cuts to my pension and whatever. But I'm being careful with my money.
We've got ourselves into such a mess, and we have to try and get out of it somehow. So it wouldn't matter which political party would be in, the situation would still be the same, wouldn't it? Or worse. Can't be better, can it?
Most of the old people are not able to heat their house. They can't afford to at the moment. So if it goes up, it will make things very much worse for them.
I think it's an utter disgrace, to be quite honest about it, because if they don't starve us, they're going to freeze us to death. That's my own opinion.
Grandmother, and she has heat in the house, and she, even coming up a couple of months ago, she was complaining about how much it was costing her. So even if they put that up again, it'll be more pressure on top of her. And that's only thinking about my nana. I'm not even thinking about the other people that it's affecting as well. So it couldn't be good.
I mean, if I need to get my oil tank filled, but thankfully I've had it filled already. But it is very serious, especially for old people on pensions.
I think on Friday it's the toy show, and I think he'd need to think long and hard about it. I don't see the point in him coming on and talking about the budget beforehand. I think they've scared the people enough. I think this would only further put fear into people, read what they're going to do.
Don't think it's suitable to talk about the budget on the Late Late Show. It's supposed to be light-hearted. He should talk on some other TV programme rather than on the Late Late Show.
When I heard that, I take it as some type of joke, because Scrooge won't get a look in if he does that before the Christmas show. I don't believe. I think it's a ball up.
It would be an ideal forum for the Enda Kenny to discuss the increases that he intends.
That's not a clever idea at all.
The toy show, to be listening to the budget. I watched that to see what I want for Christmas and see what I'm going to get my little brother for Christmas. That's not what the toy show is about. Like, keep that to no shows and whatnot. Vincent Brown even, but not the toy show.